Welcome to part trace of the tale of Ballin Outrageous. Yes, the startling conclusion occurs right motherfucking now, right after I tell you about the shit I'm wearing. On my fucking torso, I got that Maruchan instant lunch ramen noodles. I'm sure y'all remember that banger from back when I did that CWK, that Cooking with Kyle. On my headpiece, I got that Cowboy Bebop hat, and you know that motherfucker slaps. Let's get on with this motherfucking story. When I last fucking left off, I was telling you about a guy who fucking scaled a tree. Yes, that dude was a bad motherfucker, and his dad was the guy that created the TV show Cheetahs. Anyway, we chilled off at Homeboy's pad. A lot of shit went down, just like always. Some sexual activities occurred, a little bit of intercourse, but one nasty thing that occurred had to do with some peanut butter. And no, there wasn't no dog involved. So shut that shit up right now. Had me a little girl out there. Yeah, had me a little girl up out there. And we was doing some things. But I did something that was a little bit homosexual. Yes, I engaged in some homosexual activity against my will. Yes, I ate some peanut butter because I was starving. Of course, because like I said, we was living on the road. So like a gigantic chode, I fucking ate some peanut butter only to find out the next day that girl was like, "Oh my God, you ate that peanut butter?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's the problem? It was crunchy Jif. Of course I ate that peanut butter because I love that shit." She was like, "Homeboy stuck his dick in it." Instantly started puking everywhere. Projectile vomiting. Probably the closest I've ever come to giving a blowy. And I don't know why that motherfucker was fucking a jar of peanut butter. Puked. Turned to homegirl. Told her, we gotta go off in the bathroom to do some shit. Because I'm feeling quite gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I, just myself, am not homosexual. So, I was feeling a little nasty about that. Anyway, we did some more cool shit. Chilled off in his pool. Hung out. We had a park in a parking lot of a bank across a ditch from his house. So, one night, we was running across that ditch. And I fucking sprung over that fucking ditch and bam! Landed my foot down on a nail. Yes, a fucking nail sticking out of a board. Picked my foot up. Board was stuck to my motherfucking shoe. So, family, we fucking went to a bunch of hotels and shit. We did a lot of that. Just walked up in there. Started playing piano in the lobby and shit. Started pushing tables together and made a giant cock. And took a picture of it from the balcony up above. And it was like 2 circular tables, 1 long table, and 1 table shaped like this as the head of the D. Yes, took a picture of that. Anyway, we went up to the top floor. We went up there and began to immediately do wind sprints down the hallways. For no reason at all. While we were sprinting down those fucking hallways, we noticed that there were trays outside of people's doors. I believe this was the Marriott. So, it was some fine dining. It was people's leftover food. Duh, we were hungry. So we snatched some of that shit. We bought a pack of bologna at the store the day before. And we found tiny single-serving jars of E21 steak sauce. So we put that shit on the bologna, put bread around it, made a sandwich. Ah, the illusion of steak. It was gooder than a bitch. And for anybody that's fucking hating on A1 and says that if you put that on your steak, you ruin it, shut the fuck up. I hate that shit. A1 is a fucking smacker. The shit is good. If you don't like it, then just take a steak, grab it, get down on your fucking kneecaps, bam, take the steak and repeatedly fucking slap yourself in the face with it until you die. Apollo, that was taking it a little too far. I know that your delicate sensibilities are really fucking flawed and destroyed by what I just said. But don't cry, because we're not done with this story quite yet. So in addition to illusion of steak sandwiches and peanut butter and just whatever we could get our hands on, food from out front of the fucking hotel rooms, we also survived on many hand-tossed Little Caesars pizzas, because that shit is cheap. Oh my god, we fucking ate that shit way too many times. And I still love pizza. Always will. People that tell you, oh, I get tired of pizza. Fucking, I work at a pizza place and it just gets old. Shut that shit up. Here I go, fucking gonna just be an ass again. But Little Caesars, banger. We got it many times to survive. So like I told you, we went to many malls. And I became aware of the existence of the dreaded mall walker. Yeah. Can't stand them. Just wanted to throw something on the ground in front of them, like some marbles, and watch them and fucking slip and fall. Don't like them. Not a tad. Nope. Got disgusted seeing those motherfuckers walking around with their fucking... God. Ugh. Hated it. One time on this journey, and perhaps my favorite memory of my entire life, was we were in downtown Fort Worth walking around. We walked past a bum. He was walking. All of a sudden, he turned his head over his shoulder and he hollered out, "Your social security number is the mark of the beast!" And god damn, that shit fucking hit me in the stem. I still love that. Your social security number is the mark of the beast. Probably true. So we went to Warped Tour. Don't know how we came up with the money for Warped Tour tickets, but we wasn't about to miss that shit. So we grabbed up a few of the friends we'd made on the road and bebopped our way on down to the Gexa Energy Pavilion, which back then I believe was called the Smirnoff Center. Went on down there, took water bottles full of vodka into the motherfucking Warped Tour and proceeded to get blasted and fucked. Yes, it was tight. I remember a few things from that Warped Tour experience, which I will tell you now. One of my homies saw his ex-girlfriend out there at the Warped Tour, and she was not pleased with him. Don't know why. That's not my drama, not my circus, and not my monkeys. Anyway, she didn't fucking like seeing him, so she went running up, jumped on his back like a spider monkey, started fucking slapping him. Anyway, eventually, we got that bitch to get the fuck away. Then, we went on and saw The Used on one of the stages out there. Before the show, the lead singer Burt McCracken was a guy that I kind of liked. By the time this Warped Tour was over, I fucking despised that motherfucker. Because he was legitimately singing into the mic, pulling it away from himself, and hawking giant loogies on his own fans. What a fucking piece of shit. Talking about, is it worth it? Can you even hear me? Whoosh! Standing with the spotlight on me. Whoosh! Spitting on people. What a fucking tool, dude. I was like, if that motherfucker spits on me, I'm going on stage and whipping that ass. Hate that band now. We'll never listen to jack shit they ever make. Or any of their old hits either. Fuck them. But Warped Tour was a great success for the most part. It was pretty dope. But we went out of there and then did some other shit. But guess what? I done too much drugs. And I don't remember nothing else from that journey. So, we've reached the motherfucking end of this extremely and incredibly fucking long story that most of you probably gave up on a long time ago. So anyway, Ballin' Outrageous was Probably the most memorable time of my life being homeless, living in a Jeep, meeting bitches, meeting the cheaters guy, meeting all kind of people, doing Warped Tour, doing sex, doing all kind of cool shit. Mostly doing the booze, hitting that wobbly pop. Yeah, good times. Pawning shit off, man. Good ass times. But eventually, all things gotta come to an end. So, the jig was up, and we had to return to Jayboro, Texas. But I will never forget my journeys with my other two homies on Ballin Outrageous. Ain't never gonna forget that shit. Even put out an album called the Ballin Outrageous LP. One of the greatest albums released in the last fucking 1,000 years. Go check it out unless you's a bitch. So I hope y'all enjoyed this 3-part tale about B.O. Yes, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked it. Hope it was everything you was hoping for. And if you didn't like it, I don't give no fucks. This gonna be my new theme song right here. Until next time. You just feel it deep in your goddamn heart whenever some fucking starts fucking hitting. You know that's that hitter right there. And to anybody that knows what that's from, you're a boss. Anyway, peace and chicken grease, motherfuckers.